From downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 11 starts now.
A 6.8 magnitude earthquake rocking Morocco. The death toll already stands at over 2,000 people. Now it's a race against time to get help to the hardest hit areas. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Pamela Osborne.
And I'm Victor Williams, in for Will Jones. The U.S. State Department late today said that they are aware of a small number of Americans injured during this earthquake, but no deaths as of yet. Jacqueline Francis has been following this story tonight. And Jacqueline, we hear that outreach efforts are already getting organized.
Victor, that's right. As the death toll continues to rise in Morocco, we're talking with Islamic relief organizations here about their efforts to help. Security footage showing the rumbling, the shaking, and then the screaming as a 6.8 magnitude earthquake struck Morocco. Moroccans are now struggling to reach survivors thought to be buried beneath rubble. It's the most powerful tremor to hit Morocco in more than 100 years.
Suddenly we saw things falling from above, like dishes and other things that were fixed to the wall. We were unable to sit or stand. Then we fled outside, said this resident. Really, the earthquake was very strong.
Moroccan military reporting more than 2,000 people killed, another 2,000 injured. The numbers have been climbing all day, and they will probably continue to grow as first responders pull more bodies from ruined homes.
We ran outside, but a wall fell on my head, said this man.
Reporters on the ground talked to Tamika Gambrell, who's on vacation from Michigan with her friend and partner.
One person actually thought maybe a bomb had went off.
At home, efforts are already underway to help those affected. Islamic Relief USA's team in Detroit telling us it's part of their mission to help others.
Morocco is one of the Muslim countries, and it's it's part of our religion to be supportive when our brothers and sisters are having a bad situations. So I invite everyone to have their social responsibility and to start raising funds for Muslims and other Muslims in Morocco, because we are all human beings and we care for every single human beings who are living on this earth.
Islamic Relief USA has launched an online fundraiser to help those in Morocco after this earthquake. You can donate through their website, irusa.org. Reporting live in Detroit, Jacqueline Francis, Local 4.
Thank you, Jacqueline. We're certainly hoping that this makes a difference.
It is jacket weather in Metro Detroit tonight with temperatures in the mid-60s.
I know.
In most areas.
Gosh, summer's over.
Yeah.
It's all done. It's really sad. Ron's here right now, and Ron, we can expect more of the same thing tomorrow, right?
Yeah, we're going to expect more. Make sure that you have your jacket on. Maybe even get a scarf out, because yes, it is going to be cool in some spots. Look at this though, it's beautiful down the campus marshes. You can see things are looking very, very nice out there. Of course, people out there enjoying their night on this Saturday night. So 64 for Detroit, 63 in Ann Arbor, Port Huron 61, 64 in Adrian. Those winds though that are coming out of the east and the northeast have been bringing ashore some cooler air. So we have not achieved some of the same warmth in our shoreline communities of Lake Huron as we have seen in some of our inland communities and farther away from the Great Lakes. So we have been cool in some of those areas. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that coming up later. But in the meantime, we do have some clouds over southeast Michigan, clearer conditions over the lower peninsula elsewhere as you get over toward central Michigan and west Michigan. Some showers, though, that are approaching the UP. That rainfall is headed our way. I'm going to tell you when it arrives. For now, though, we do have some clouds out there and some clearer conditions depending upon your location. The big stories, the headlines, the cool fall-like temperatures. It is not going to be as cool tomorrow, but we will still be below normal. And then we're going to talk a little bit more about those rain chances coming up. But if you want to get that forecast even before I come back, you can, of course, get it with the Forewarn Weather app. You can access the forecast for your community as well as the ExactTrack 4D radar. Pamela.
A man was arrested in Traverse City today after police say he crashed his car into several buildings and violated a personal protection order. Police say the first crash was at a home in Long Lake Township at 11 o'clock last night. He then went to a nearby home, which, according to police, was a violation of a PPO. The suspect then drove to a business in Garfield Township and drove straight through the front doors. Finally, this morning, police say he then also hit the ER entrance of a local hospital. Luckily, no one was hurt. Hospital officials say employees train for dangerous situations like this one.
We are vigilant on a daily basis to try to protect against incidents such as this one, and we're glad that no one was harmed in what was what can be a very unexpected event.
The man was arrested. The 33-year-old faces 6 counts of felony malicious destruction of property, fleeing and eluding, and violation of a personal protection order. Damage to the hospital door was repaired and the entrance is back open this afternoon.
Starting next week, Michigan Medicine's Community Health Services Department is hosting several flu vaccine and COVID-19 booster clinics, all free of charge. They are for all adults 19 and older, and the vaccines are offered on a first-come, first-served basis. You can find a list of these dates under this story on clickondetroit.com. And the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline, it now offers American Sign Language services for those who are deaf and hard of hearing.
There is now an ASL Now button on 988lifeline.org that will take users to a counselor trained in ASL, I should say. You can also call the hotline's number, the previous 10-digit number, but that's just temporary. Officials say the service will be able to be accessed via 988 in the coming weeks. Enrollment at Michigan Tech University has reached historic highs this year. School leaders say it has the highest number of students enrolled since 1983. Here's a live look at campus tonight. The school welcomed over 7,000 total students to campus this fall. This year's freshman class was the largest since 1991. Also historic, 27% of first-year students came from outside Michigan.
And the Detroit firefighters flexed their muscles today as they took part in an international game of tug-of-war. The crew went up against the Windsor Fire Department with a rope that stretches the entire length of the Detroit River. This year was the big one, with DFD defending their titles after winning last year. Detroit Fire Chief James Harris says that it's a great way for both departments to connect and have some fun.
It's a goodwill thing. It's something just to show our camaraderie and show how we work together, even across the border. All fire departments work together for the safety of all the citizens.
That's because DFD won and defended their titles, so the trophy stays right here on U.S. soil, at least for another year.
Serious competition, but it looks pretty fun.
I'd love to be out there.
All right, another year of spreading awareness. New tonight, we take a look at an annual fundraising walk and the many meanings behind it.